let's play Resident Evil 6. We are escaping the Ace of Spades building in Chris's campaign. Almost on our way out here. We've rescued the hostages. We've knocked out a bunch of Juavo.
HQ here, copy that.
We're ready to hightail it.
Bombing will start once they're clear.
Alright, so there's another chest here. If you come all the way around this area with the ladders, you'll definitely want to snag that because it's got a 5,000 point skill points token, which is great. And eventually, oh, there's a foreign exchange something here. Money exchange, so you can get, looks like euros and dollars and yen and maybe Chinese money. I'm not exactly sure what all of the symbols are. It looks like euros, dollars. I don't know what the third one is in yen, maybe? I don't know. I'm not too sure. Looks like a stock market or something. Anyway, so I'm kind of just rambling. But we're going to eventually get to a timed portion, so I'm going to try to be a little bit careful in how I go about things. But basically, we need to come here. And this is our final hostage. I believe. And that's sort of a programmed slow-mo cutscene style thing.
Copy that, Alpha. Now clear out of there.
I'm not sure if the Juavo is able to kill the hostage, but you actually can't. I love her just pushing Piers out of the way there. But, so you can just shoot through her if you need to kill the Juavo, and you're not gonna worry about killing her, because I guess she's just invincible or something. So, basically that's what we came down here to do, and move out.
Come in, HQ. All hostages are okay. Alpha team is clear.
Copy that. Commencing with bombing.
But of course,
Shit, we're trapped.
that
What the hell do we do now?
silly debris is like, nope, can't go that way.
HQ to Alpha.
Gonna troll ya.
You can get out on the 3rd floor. There's a balcony on the west side of the building. Get moving.
So I think we've got everything else in this area already. So I'm gonna go ahead and run for that. Let's go get the ladder.
Alpha team, get out of there now.
And I
Preparations to bomb the building are complete.
think
Planes
it's
have been
timed once you
scrambled.
open
We don't want to
this
be here when those birds show up.
door.
Started bombing. Guess they don't care that we're still in here.
So basically you want to move as quickly as you can at this point to escape the building. Oh my gosh. Okay,
This building isn't gonna last long. Hurry! Here, go around it.
So there are Juavo here, but I would just ignore them, frankly, because the building's going to blow up anyway, and it's better to just head to safety. Got one more quick time event thing here. And then we can escape. And I do believe if you kind of dawdle along there, you do end up failing. I think they do go ahead and bomb the building. While you're still in there, I might be remembering that incorrectly, but it's just something to be aware of. see that under the wreckage there's these things, which we saw in Leon's campaign. These cocoon sort of entities that we'll learn about soon. Alright, and so that's the end of Chapter 1 of Chris's campaign. I got an A ranking, so that's pretty good. So I died once, and that was that silly thing with the Joavo sort of ambush. My accuracy is pretty poor here, almost 50%, so I guess I could work on that. But everything else was an A rank, so that I would have got an S rank if I had improved my accuracy a little bit. But I actually killed almost 115 enemies, and we did it in just over an hour, this whole chapter, so that's pretty good. And then the medals that we've earned are Accuracy C rank, Deaths A rank, Clear Time A rank, Enemies Routed A rank, Killed an enemy with a counterattack, we killed 10 or more enemies with physical attacks, killed an enemy with a coup de grace, we successfully executed a counterattack, executed 10 headshots, killed an enemy using the environment, used an enemy's attack to kill another enemy, we knocked an enemy off a high ledge, recovered from dying, so at least I get a medal for doing that, since that was unfortunate that I died. But it didn't really affect my score because I got an A anyway. But we also killed an enemy with a physical attack, killed an enemy with a quick shot, used a stealth attack, destroyed a box while sliding, executed a headshot, used a grenade, tripped a running enemy, and then the story-related medals are that we returned to fight after 6 months, we saved a valuable hostage. I don't know exactly why they're valuable. That seems a little impersonal. Be like, oh, well, you're a valuable hostage. Like, shouldn't it just be we saved hostages from death? I don't know, maybe they were worth a lot of money or something. Either way, that's kind of cold, but at least you get a medal for it. And then we also escaped from a building being bombed, which is, although it has nice alliteration, that's really worded awkwardly to me. I would have just said we escaped from a decrepit building, or we escaped bombings, or something, I don't know. That just seems awkward. Anyway, so hopefully that gives a good flavor of Chris's campaign overall. It is a little bit more action-adventure, as I said, than Leon's. It's a little bit more intense. I think the Joavo are slightly a little bit more challenging just because of the way that they are a little bit more advanced combat-wise. They essentially play a little bit more like a human would. You know, zombies are very slow, they're, you know, they plod around and they're very weak. The Joavo are a little bit more cunning, they have intelligence and, well, theoretically they have intelligence, and they can mutate into all kinds of different spin-offs. So we will see tons more type of Joavo as we continue along our journey, and some are more deadly than others, but I'll point them out. They have relatively complex names. I believe most of them are there's like a European type name for them. I can't remember if it's, I looked it up once, and I can't remember if it was like Serbian or Romanian. Well, Serbian would be sort of Middle Eastern, but anyway, there's like a foreign name that they all have, so they aren't just called like Joavo Big Arm or something, like they're called something more complex, and I don't know the names, all of those names by heart, so I can't tell you the names of all of them. You'd have to look that up, or I can look them up and do like a enemy compendium thing or something at the end, but I'll try to point them out when we come across them, just so you know what they look like. But so far we've seen the one with the big, like, axe kind of arm that can actually happen to both arms simultaneously. We've seen the Joavo whose legs mutate into, like, the moth type thing that can fly around and grab you. And they can also achieve the claw arm, or the axe arm. And additionally, we saw those creepy, crawly, spider-legged Juavo, which try to jump around, crawl on the ceiling, and usually they have guns as well. And you can kill them by stomping on them if you want to, which is kind of amusing. So that's 3 so far, I believe, and we'll meet many more and play with them and have fun. So hope you are all enjoying the new campaign. I don't particularly like Chris's campaign all that much compared to Leon's. I think Leon's is much more fun and it's much more Resident Evil style. But that being said, I do think Chris's campaign brings a lot of interesting elements. I think the running around through China buildings thing is kind of cool. And we actually have a flashback in the next chapter, which shows kind of how we got to this point, which is an interesting way of telling the story. I think it could be a little bit confusing for some people, but it's different, and I applaud the creative thought process there. So, much to look forward to. We're going to get a lot more story, and we're going to meet some new characters, we're going to meet some new enemies as well, and new bosses, and have fun with that. So, thank you so very much for joining me, and next time we will continue with Chapter 2 of Chris's campaign. So see you then.